in 1963 when Lanphier got third. Lanphier lost to Centralia in the semis, and then Centralia got beat by Carver. Anthony Smedley shot to win. Centralia finished second, Lanphier finished third. And then in 2002, when Lanphier finished second to Chicago Westinghouse, Centralia finished third. That was the team that played at Carver Arena. That was a really nice Centralia basketball team then. I think Rick Moss was the coach then, wasn't he?
Yeah, that was towards the end of Rick Moss's tenure. And, of course, Craig Patton had his Lanphier team with Andre Iguodala and Rich McBride, and they beat Centralia that afternoon. That was back when you played 2 games on the last Saturday of the season. Lanphier won that game 56-51. And, in fact, that's the last time that these two teams have gone head-to-head. So it's been 15 years, and we certainly anticipate seeing contrasting styles of basketball on the court tonight.
Somebody called the sports writers on the radio Saturday, a Centralia alum, and he compared the way Centralia plays to Lincoln. They're going to spread it out a little bit. They're going to use clock. They're going to shoot some threes, and they're going to he said they play zone. They mix up their defenses. Traditionally, Centralia is pretty much man-to-man, where they mix in a little zone. But yeah, it's going to be different size. Lanphier is going to want to get it and go. Although Lanphier's defense has been a lot better in the postseason than it was during the regular season. They're holding opponents now under 50 points a game on the season through 30 games.
Centralia averages 51 points a game. Lanphier 64.5. Centralia and Lanphier both won their own regionals. Centralia won the sectional at Benton, and they beat the host Rangers, who were 31-2 coming into that game on Friday night. 56-47 at Rich Heron Gym.
And that's the most points they've given up in the postseason. They've given up 26, 27, and 34 in addition to that 47.
And Jim, Lanphier really could not have played much better for the most part. They had a couple of off stretches against Mount Zion on Friday night, but if you look at their second half against Champaign Central and the good spurts they had against that Mount Zion team on Friday night, Lanphier seems to be playing some of their best basketball of the season, too.
And you know why, John? Because the Big Three is playing great right now. Andre Williams had a scoreless first half against Champaign Central and came out with 25 in the second. Yakima Rose had 34 in that game. So the Big Three, and Cardell McGee got a little bit dinged up just before halftime and was okay in the second half of that game. But those three were really good, especially McGee and Rose in the Mount Zion game.
Hey, we should tell folks, if you're in the neighborhood, there is still plenty of room for you. Centralia was given 1,200 tickets, and they actually turned 400 of them back. Lanphier sold 600 at the school this afternoon, this morning, and yesterday all day at the main office, but there are plenty of available seats here at the Prairie Capital Convention Center for the Lanphier East St. Louis Super 5 years ago. We had a crowd in the high 3,000s, a little bit south of 4,000, and we may be in that neighborhood for this game tonight, but the convention center seats more than 7,000, so there are plenty of empty seats if you're in the neighborhood and would like to pop in. Centralia comes in 22-9, Lanphier 27-3, and Jim Rupert will have the starting lineups, and we'll have play-by-play coming up after a 3-minute timeout on Sports Radio 1450.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise and remove your hats, face the flag for the singing of the national anthem performed this evening by Miss Leah Pride.
Oh, sing, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets from the bombs burst
extension of the educational process, and the athletic arena is the coach's classroom. Be smart, do what's right, good sportsmanship. Remember, attitude is for everyone. On behalf of the more than 800 member schools in the Illinois High School Association, welcome to tonight's Class 3A Super Sectional basketball game between the visiting Lions of Lanphier High School and the home team in tonight's contest, the Orphans of Centralia High School. It is just one of the statewide series that is known as America's original March Madness. While schools in other states, colleges, and universities enjoy this time of the basketball season, the first cases of boys March Madness were diagnosed in IHSA schools in the early 1900s. Nobody does it any better. Enjoy tonight's portion of March Madness. And now the starting lineups, first for the visiting Lions. And a guard by 5'8", senior number 1, Yakima Rose. Starting at guard for the Orphans, number 2, Brian Metzger. And a guard for the Lions is 6'4", junior number 2, Cordell McGee. And a forward for the Orphans, 6'1", junior, number 21, Jonathan Keeler. And a forward for the Lions, 6', senior number 10, Corrington Jones. And a forward for the Orphans, a 5'11", junior, number 23, Jordan Baines. And a guard for the Lions, 6', senior, number 3, Andre Williams. And a forward for Centralia, 6'4", senior, number 24, Dawson Berry. And starting forward for the Lions, a 6'6", sophomore, number 32, Carl Wright III. And for the Orphans, a 6'2", junior, forward, number 33, Javon Williams Jr. The Lions are led by head coach Bill Turner and head coach for the Orphans, Lee Bennett.
Junior, 12 points a game, and Jonathan Keeler, a 6'1" junior, he averages 4 points per game. Berry and Williams, Long, Maines, and Keeler, the starting lineup for Centralia, 22-9, averages 51 points a game for Coach Lee Bennett, over 500 wins at age 47. Happy birthday to Coach Bennett today.
Yeah, turning 47 today, and Lanphier will try to spoil his birthday party. Lanphier at 27-3, Blake Turner 107-37, a good winning percentage in his 5th year as the Lanphier head coach, and he's got the orange blazer on tonight. On the Becky Hendricks of the Real Estate Group scoreboard in the NIT opener, Illinois in good shape at halftime, leading Valparaiso at the State Farm Center 41-24. Centralia, the home team in white. Lanphier in their hometown in black. They're 4-0 on this court. They beat Jacksonville back in December in the Sports Radio 1450 shootout and then swept the 3 games in the city tournament. Centralia controls the tap and Williams misses a short jumper off the right side, but an offensive rebound to Dawson Berry. Lanphier sets up in a man as the Orphans get a second crack at it. Berry has the ball left to the basket, turns on Carl Wright. He almost lost it. Then he dumps it out top to the massive All-State football quarterback, 6'2", 230, Javon Williams. Now they dump it low to Berry, left of the lane. Out it goes to Keeler. Jonathan Keeler, not a big scorer. Gives it up to Williams, who is averaging 14.2 points and 8 rebounds.
Very patient.
To the freshman guard, Long. His pass goes through the hands of Berry and is stolen down on the block by Lanphier. Back to the other end. Here comes Yakima Rose. He scoops it up and in, back over his head from left of the rim and draws the foul.
They'll have a heck of a time with Yakima Rose.
Yeah, they don't have a matchup for something like we just saw there, Jim.
No, he spreads them out and he takes them to the basket, and he's got every angle on that backcourt figured out.
5'11" junior Jordan Maines called for the foul. The staff carpet free throw is no good short. Rose at 57% before that miss. 2-0 Lanphier. Javon Williams Jr. has the rebound for the Orphans. Little three-quarters court pressure here. A minute into this game, Lanphier on top 2-0. Keeler has it high on the right side. Just outside the blue three-point line here at the Convention Center. On the left side, it goes to the dangerous Jordan Maines, who had 23 in the sectional final on Friday night, matching his uniform number. Up top, a Berry three is good. Dawson Berry and Jordan Maines are the biggest threats from deep for Centralia. A 3-2 lead for the Orphans at the 6:30 mark of the first quarter.
Well, the way the Lanphier defense backs off Keeler, he obviously is not a threat to make a three.
Andre Williams on the right side. Yeah, Keeler's only averaging about 4 points per game. And the freshman point guard, Jamie Long, just 5'7", averages 3 per game. The other three are the scoring threats for Centralia among their starters. Williams penetrates on Long. A ball fake left of the basket, goes to the left hand and puts it up and in.
Persistence.
An underhanded layup for Andre Williams, who's averaging 12.4. Now a foul on Rose in backcourt. That was called by Jason Rhodes of Oakville. Working this game with Don King from the Peoria area and our lead official tonight, Mark Parker from Collinsville. Mark and Don worked this super sectional game here last year with Eltoff defeating Southeast. 4-3 Lions, 5:58 to go first quarter. Pressure in backcourt. Williams, a good ball handler for a kid who's built like an NFL tight end, but he lost the ball. Rose with the takeaway, his second strip. Rose comes in right side, banks it up from 6 feet, but it won't go. And Dawson Berry has the rebound for Centralia. So Lanphier has produced a couple of steals. Orphans obviously want to be careful about that.
Great
Long pass ahead to Berry, who lays it up and in as Williams found a seam in the Lanphier defense.
Somebody fell asleep there.
And Carl Wright catches a pass from Rose and coming in left of the basket. He bobbled it, but still laid it up and in. So defensive breakdowns at each end. Lanphier seesaws back in front 6-5, 5:15 to go first quarter. Just across the half-court line on the left side is Williams. He's got a big size advantage on Yakima Rose. Rose has great athletic ability, though, and plays taller than 5'10". Out top, it's Dawson Berry. Swings the right side to Keeler, bouncing it low to Williams. Lost it going up. Good reaching by Rose, who comes up with the ball. Races quickly up court. Yak goes to the basket. He scoops a layup around and down. Rose went like 60 in a 30-mile-per-hour zone. Zipped right past us at midcourt after he had produced that steal. 8-5 Lanphier. The game's being played at their pace, and another turnover on a stumble at midcourt. Rose up court off the left wing for three. That's good.
Timeout.
Lee Bennett can't like the start of this game. Lanphier on a 7-point run to an 11-5 lead, 4:20 to play first quarter. And they are doing it by turning their defense into offense. Javon Williams at the top in the half court for Centralia. They've had very few whistles in this game, just one foul each way. Keeler on the right side, circles to the top with a left-handed dribble, sends it over to Dawson Berry. Out top, Williams, and a three-pointer goes down, but they won't count it. There is a foul called on Lanphier off the basketball before the shot.
McGee tried to fight through the screen and shove one of the Centralia players. First foul on McGee, second foul on the Lions.
Score stays 11-5 Lanphier. Centralia gets the ball in. Williams has it left of center. Over to Keeler. They slack off of him. He stumbles in the lane, and he's called for the walk. McGee gave ground. That's already the second time that the Orphans have lost their footing on this court, which, of course, is much more familiar to Lanphier.
Fifth turnover against Centralia.
Well, Jim, right now, I think Lanphier has to be pleased with the tempo of this game.
No doubt.
Rose at the free throw line, fading into a jumper. It's on the rim. He didn't get the friendly bounce, but an offensive rebound to Jones. And Corrington Jones was fouled going back up.
That's the first time Lanphier hasn't gotten a roll because everything has bounced their way so far. Javon Williams with the personal foul.
Winner of this game plays in the 12:45 semifinal at Carver Arena Friday against either number one in the state, Morgan Park or Hillcrest. Free throw for Corrington Jones topples off, and Lanphier has missed their first two.
James Jones going to come into the game for Corrington Jones.
Corrington averages 5.9. He's about the only guy on the basketball team who is a football player for Lanphier, in contrast to this football player-intensive Centralia lineup. Second free throw rolls in for Corrington Jones, and Lanphier has their biggest lead early at 12-5. James Jones, a 5'10 junior, nephew of the head coach Blake Turner, no relation to Corrington Jones. So Lanphier very comfortable playing in their hometown. 3:35 to play first quarter. 12-5 lead. Touchdown pass ahead to Maines. Left side for three, no good. Keeler went way up high, had his hands on the rebound. Lost it, got it back. He had a well-defended shot right to the basket, and he'll go to the line.
Boy, Maines was up there. Man.
Carl Wright called for his first. And 6'1 Jonathan Keeler. Not a big score, but a tremendous leaper. He went up high to grab that rebound and draw the foul. Don King checks with Mark Parker, who confirms it was a shooting foul. And for Keeler, the free throw is rimming him down. Jonathan is John, A-Than. And the first sub for Lee Bennett is Matthew Patrick IV, a 5'10 junior with a familiar family name in Centralia. Second free throw is short arm, no good, 1 of 2.
First one ended an 8-0 run by Lanphier.
Andre Williams, the rebound, 12-6 Lanphier. He goes coast to coast. He was out of control, and he's called for the offensive foul.
Dawson, very nice job of picking that one up.
That'll be the first on Andre Williams. Lanphier has been called for 4 fouls, 1 for each of 4 different players. 3:15 to go first quarter. Centralia crowd behind us making some noise. 12-6. Lanphier puts on the press in backcourt. Little freshman Long in some distress. Over to Williams left side. Now across to Barry. He turned to the basket but couldn't find a teammate open, so they'll set up the half court. Centralia doesn't mind doing this. They'd like to get the lead and spread the floor at the moment they're down by 6. Patrick has a right corner. Out to Barry on the side. Up top to Long. Left side to Keeler. Pulls down a 3, doesn't shoot. Out front to Barry, who will shoot 3s.
Really dropped off Keeler.
And now Long has the ball right side. 2:40 to go first quarter. Lanphier off to a good start with a 12-6 lead. Keeler at the top, over to Patrick on the left side. Guarded by Wright, who's 8 inches taller. Bad bounce pass. Wright got his hands on it. Lanphier comes back the other way. Long pass out of the reach of Williams. Saved it in to Rose. He lost it left of the lane. Somehow found his balance and banked it up and in. Yakima Rose was almost toppling to the court, but he managed to regain his footing, and he has 9 early points for a 14-6 Lanphier lead.
Great hustle play both ends. Andre Williams went back and saved that ball, and then Rose didn't give up on it and came and got it and was able to score.
2 minutes in the first quarter, an entry pass intended for Barry on the right block, deflected out of bounds by Wright of Lanphier. Carl Wright will get a breather, and Corrington Jones checks in. Lanphier goes about 2 or 3 deep off the bench these days. Centralia will as well. In it comes to Keeler. Good pass to the cutter. Barry on the right side. He laid it up and in. Jonathan Keeler with a stylish bounce pass for the assist. And Dawson Barry, who averages 15.8 to lead the team, has already scored 7. Orphans down 6, though. 14-8 to Lanphier. And now the Lions will spread the floor with 1:35 left in the first quarter. James Jones on the left side to Rose in the corner, guarded by Keeler, and the Orphans man wants to take him on the dribble drive, pulls up left of the lane, fadeaway shot on the rim and down.
Bouncing in.
Yakima Rose has that look about him. He has scored 11 points in just over 6.5 minutes. And a 16-8 Lanphier lead. 16-8 Lions as Yakima Rose scores from left of the lane for Lanphier. Hard drive in, Javon Williams at the other end. He's fouled as he put it up and in.
Boy, he's a stud, physically.
And a chance for a 3-point play, and Corrington Jones took the worst of that contact. He comes limping out of the end zone, and he'll have to head out of the game. Carl Wright will come on for Jones, who may have been kneed in a bad area. Javon Williams, the 2-time All-State quarterback.
He's only a junior.
For Coach Brent Eisen at Centralia, 6'2", 230. First 2 points, misses the free throw. Good one-armed rebound by Rose. Neither team shooting free throws well. A 16-10 Lions lead, 58 seconds first quarter. Rose accelerates just inside the free throw line, turns around the rim, no good on the bank shot. Rebounded, put back up by James Jones, and it topples off. as he missed left of the rim. Williams the rebound, hustles it up court, goes to the left hand and lays it up and in.
He is really something.
How are you going to stop that, Jim? Got to go through a house to try to defend Javon
I think you need
Williams.
You throw Will Bowles out there, that's how you stop that.
So Centralia has gotten it down to a 4-point game, and Lanphier will spread it and play for the last shot. 16-12 Lions before a crowd of maybe 3,500 here at the Convention Center on a Tuesday night. Tim thinks we're closer to 4. At the top, Andre Williams. Centralia really doesn't guard closely out there, but they'll play man. On the right side, Rose out top Williams. A little confusion here. 7 seconds. Andre backs it out. Heads in right side, James Jones. A 3 on line, but long. It's over the backboard with 7/10 of a second, and Lanphier didn't find the shooter they wanted in that half-court set. Matthew Patrick checks in.
Oh, he's on the bench. He went back to the bench.
He checked out, and they brought in Long again. The freshman into Williams. He's going to fire from the backcourt and leave it short and off to the right. So the Lanphier lead is 4 after 1 quarter in the Super Sectional at the center. 16-12. We'll take a steak and shake 60 and come back for the second quarter.
Robert's Seafood Market has the largest...
Tim Schweitzer back at the Prairie Capital Convention Center. Lanphier leads 16-12 over Centralia after 1 quarter. Class 3A Super Sectional. Lions made 58% of their shots. Centralia 71.4.
A Cardell McGee 3. His first shot no good off the right side. Right rebounds in the lane but misses from 10 feet. Stanley Morgan, the 5'9 sophomore, in the backcourt for Lanphier. Rebound on the right miss by Centralia. And now this game is being played more at their tempo. They're within 4 in the first half minute of the second quarter. Orphans out of the South 7, where they tied for 3rd this year. They turned it on at the right time. A Barry 3 partially deflected as an air ball off the right side. McGee came up with the loose ball on the rebound out by the free throw line, and he was cut off and fouled.
McGee very quiet in the first quarter. The shot that he took this quarter was the first.
Keeler called for his first foul, 3rd on the team. Lions have been called for 5 fouls early.
11 points for Yakima Rose, 7 points for Dawson Berry, lead Centralia.
Both teams 1 of 3 at the free throw line in the first quarter, 1 of 2 from 3, and then McGee missed that 3-pointer to start the second quarter. Williams, left of center, he's capable of shooting a 3, gets it over to Morgan, a good 3-point shooter. He'll be headed to Peoria this weekend regardless of whether Lanphier wins, because he'll be in the 3-point showdown. At the top, McGee along 2 is good from straight out front. Some of the Centralia folks behind us thought Cardell got away with the shove off, and they may have. They count the basket for his first 2 points in an 18-12 Lanphier lead. 6:40 to play first half here at the center on a Tuesday night.
Javon Williams on the bench for Centralia right now.
And a takeaway from Maines in the right corner. Lanphier producing a lot of turnovers. A Morgan pull-up straight in front of the basket. No good. Right missed on the follow-up dunk attempt. Firing it off the back iron. Long rebound out to McGee, who took it hard to the basket on the right side and drew the hand check foul.
Centralia fans not happy about that whole series.
I'll get Jordan Maines for that one. That'll be his second. Javon Williams had checked out. Lee Bennett's really letting Don King, the official, hear about it. Javon Williams checks in for Maines, who just picked up his second foul.
Rose back in the game and shoots a 3.
From straight out top, about a 25-footer. He shot it long, though, and Patrick has the rebound for the Orphans. 18-12 Lions. 6:10 in the first half. Rose very active. Got his hands up into the passing lane on the right sideline pass and deflected it out of bounds.
Patrick telegraphed that one, and he's going to go to the bench. Brian Meskel comes into the game.
A little 5'7" sophomore hit some major free throws at the end of the game at Benton on Friday night. Went 4 for 4 in the closing moments of Centralia's 56-47 win. This is a very small backcourt now with Meskel, the 5'7" sophomore, and Long, the 5'7" freshman. And Lanphier presents them with the zone. On the left side, Long over to Meskel, M-E-S-K-I-L, deep on the right side. Onto the sideline to Williams, penetrates past 3 defenders, got to the basket, and he'll go to the line. And that freight train has been hard for Lanphier to stop in the early going.
Yeah, he's Yakima Rose at 6'4" or 6'2". Second foul on McGee.
First Lanphier player to pick up a second is Cardell. Williams has missed his only free throw. There's number 33. That one he rattles in for his 5th point. Javon Williams averages 14.2 points and 8 rebounds. So McGee is out, and P.J. Edwards, the 6'4" freshman, gets a critical stretch here for Lanphier. 18-13 Lions, 5:49. Second free throw no good, and a good rebound by Carl Wright left of the basket. Lanphier hustles it up court, up by 5. Here comes Rose left side to Jones out of the corner. He likes that spot, and he hits the 3.
Corner 3.
Corrington Jones, team high 45th, made 3, and he's at 44%. 21-13. This is the biggest lead for Lanphier. Dawson Berry double teamed right sideline, and timeout called by Centralia to bail him out. 30-second timeout for Steak and Shake. We have 5:23 to go first half here at the center. Lions on top, 21-13, and we'll be right back. Start for Lanphier, 21-13, though McGee is on the bench with 2 fouls.
I think Heather bailed on us. She's sitting over with the Lovers.
And a pass into the right corner to Dawson Berry. Now up top to Long, over to Meskel on the left side, back to Long, and now Meskel. And Jamie Long, the 5'7" freshman, big responsibility for him in this game. They work it left side to Williams, goes up and under, scooped up a layup from the right side, but it wouldn't go. Good rebound by Edwards, the freshman for Lanphier. Lions look for a double-digit lead. Rose streaks to the forecourt, catches a pass just right of center, now backs it out. Guarded by Jonathan Keeler. Yakima has already scored 11 of the Lions' 21, working the pendulum dribble. Into the left corner to Jones on the bounce pass. Too closely guarded that time to release the 3.
They're going to get Corrington Jones back open for that corner jumper.
Andre Williams on the right side of the free throw line with the penetration, pulls up and left the jumper well short. Berry has the rebound for Centralia. Dawson Berry was a football receiver, catching passes last fall from Javon Williams. Very good athlete, good 3-point shooter. Meskel sends it up top to Long. He looks back at Lee Bennett, the 10th-year Centralia head coach. This is his 6th stop.
Pretty tough to find a smaller backcourt than this one for Centralia.
Lob play for Williams, lays it up and in off a good feed from Long. They had Williams curl under the basket, and Blake Turner calls timeout to yell at his team. 7 for Javon Williams early. 30-second timeout for Lanphier, up 21-15, middle of this second quarter, and back after this Steak and Shake 30-second timeout. On the Becky Hendricks scoreboard from the State Farm Center opening round of the NIT, Illinois handling Valparaiso 50-34, just under 12 minutes to play in that game. You can hear that one on 96.7 FM. Here it's Lanphier 21, Centralia 15 in the 3A Super at the center, and Rose does a little dribbling exhibition on the right side. Turns around for a 10-footer, rimming and no. He hasn't scored yet this quarter, and now Rose with a poor decision reached in and fouled Barry in the backcourt.
That's a tough foul right there. Number 2 on Yakima Rose.
So both he and McGee have 2, and that will send the Orphans into the bonus with 3:40 to play in the first half. Lanphier's lead a moment ago, 21-13, was their biggest. Centralia led early 3-2. That has been their only lead in this game. Now they had a 5-4 lead as well.
Yes, they did.
And the free throw for Barry is good, and the 2 top scorers for the Centralia team, Barry and Williams, have combined for 15 of their 16 points. Second free throw in and out, no good, and Rose, who stays out there with 2 fouls, skies for the rebound for Lanphier. 3.5 to go in the second quarter. 21-17 Lions, meeting Centralia for the first time since 2002. Wide open, a Jones 3 off the right side. He shot it long. And on the weak side, big Javon Williams has the rebound for Centralia. Their fans made about a 2-hour trip from the 618 area code to take in this game, and they've come here in good numbers. They did not sell out their allotment of tickets at the school. Meskel has it on the right side. High post to Keeler, drives down the lane, stumbled a bit, and he's called for the travel.
Turnover number 8 against the Orphans.
It's about the 3rd time, Jim, we've seen Keeler lose his footing on this court.
No, they're backing off him so much that I think he's looking at I've got to do something here, and he's getting his feet tangled up.
21-16 the score. I think I said 17 a moment ago. It's 21-16, Lanphier by 5. Corrington Jones on the right side. Against a man, out top to right. That's outside his range. Gives it up to Andre Williams, guarded by Meskel, over whom he has a height advantage, but he sends the left side to Rose. Right of center, P.J. Edwards for Lanphier in black, up by 5. Now Jones between the circles. Pass goes through the hands of Carl Wright, and a takeaway by Meskel. That wasn't a bad pass. Wright just didn't look it into his hands.
Just a second turnover on the Lions.
2:18 to go first half here at the center. And right now the score is in the range that Centralia would like, though the Lions have the 5-point lead. Long out near midcourt, being double teamed. He got it ahead to Meskel on the right side before the 5 count. Back out to Long, 2 minutes to play. Orphans have the floor spread. Into the right corner, Keeler, not likely to shoot from out there. Sends it back to Meskel, high on the right side with 1:50 to go first half. His pass batted up in the air, stolen by Rose. He fires to Williams at midcourt. Andre drives in, missed the contested shot short on the right side. Offensive rebound to Wright, out to Williams, pops the 3, and that won't go. And this time a tie-up on the rebound, and Centralia owns the arrow. Great play by Rose to keep that pass that he had stolen in midcourt inbounds
and get it to his guy as he was falling out of bounds.
But then Andre Williams missed a 2-point shot and a 3, and the Orphans get it right back. McGee checks back in, so both he and Rose are out there with 2 fouls apiece. Centralia has the floor spread, a lot of pressure on Barry. Out to Long, who almost fell into the backcourt. Ahead to Barry, left side into the corner. A Williams 3 is an air ball. That was a rush to shot by the Orphans. The rebound to McGee. Up court to Rose. Slices past 2 defenders.
Amazing.
And the scoop layup back over his head is good. With a flick of the wrist, Yakima Rose from the left side of the rim put it up and in.
Lanphier's lead
with
back
his right
to 7.
hand. 23-16, under a minute to play first half. That's a big transition there. A missed 3 by Centralia. They do get it across, get it to Barry, drives in left side, and the C parted. He laid it up and in. 10 for Barry, who was not well defended as he got the ball to the rim. 23-18 Lanphier.
Lanphier hasn't done a good job of defending after scoring.
Blake Turner's got a scowl on his face, and he was not happy again with the defensive effort for the Lions. They do spread the floor here. They'll play for 1 shot. One of the reasons they're doing this is because 2 of their stars, McGee and Rose, are in foul trouble with 2 apiece. Andre Williams working the dribble just in front of the jump ball circle. Hands off to Yakima Rose. 15 seconds to play first half. 23-18 Lanphier. Winner gets either Morgan Park or Hillcrest on Friday, and they give up a foul, a non-shooting foul, as Jamie Long reached down about 30 feet from the basket on the right side and grabbed Yakima Rose with 6.2.
Still 5, so no bonus yet.
Just the first on Long. He did that by intent. They'll get Maines out of the game. He's got 2 fouls and bring on Matthew Patrick for him. 6 seconds to play first half. Lanphier would really love a buzzer beater here, up by 5. And it comes to Rose, who'll go one-on-one with Williams. He's at the top of the key. A deep 3. It's good! First half ends on a Rose 3. He scored 16, and you get the sense that that's a huge basket in this game. 26-18. Lions leading Centralia at the half. We'll take a 3-minute timeout and come right back.
Tickets for the second annual Christ the King $10,000 bonus raffle.
He also had 1 assist. Jamie Long, freshman, played 16 minutes, did not score, picked up 1 personal foul. Jonathan Keeler, 1 for 2 from the line with 2 rebounds, 1 point. 16 minutes for Jonathan Keeler. Jordan Maines played 10 minutes, picked up 2 personal fouls, missed 1 3-point attempt, no points. Brian Meskel played 4 minutes, did not score. Matthew Patrick had 1 rebound, no points, played 3 minutes. 7 of 12 shooting for Centralia, 58.3, 1 for 3 on threes, 3 for 7 from the line. As we said, out rebounded 13-11. Barry leads them with 4 rebounds. Big stat, though, for Centralia, 9 turnovers in the first half, and Lanphier turned those 9 turnovers into 10 points. 10 points off turnovers for Lanphier. 58.3% shooting for Centralia, 10 points for Dawson Berry. He leads the way, also leads them with 4 rebounds. Lanphier led after 1 quarter, 16-12. Lions outscored Centralia 10-6 in the second quarter. Lanphier leads 26-18 at halftime. Don Smith points in the paint. The Orphans have 14 and Lanphier has 12. Second chance points, the Orphans 3 and Lanphier 1. Fast break points, Lanphier 2 and the Orphans 0. Neither team's bench has scored in the first half. We're going to take a 3-minute timeout and then come back for second half action from the Convention Center. Lanphier 26, Centralia 18. Back in 3 minutes.
Center, you were saying about tennis shoes?
No, Donnie Tillman has got those orange sneakers to go with the tie and the. So I guess that's suits and tennis shoes are what people are doing now. Huh?
His shoes kind of look like Cardell McGee's, don't they? Cardell for the last few weeks has worn the brightest orange high tops. He had kind of a quiet first half. Jim got into some foul trouble, but Rose picked up the slack. And the big number you look at, the shot attempts in the first half, Lanphier got more than twice as many as Centralia.
Yeah, and the Lions didn't make it out in time to get any shots at halftime. They were down in the locker room until the clock was under a minute. So see if that has any kind of effect. I doubt it. But
lead here 26-18, a 22nd possession. McGee leaning left side of the lane. Short shot no good. Got his own rebound and put it up and in. McGee just standing straight up. Went up strong off his miss, and the Lions have their biggest lead of the night, 10 points, just like that. 28-18. Orphans beat the press, come to forecourt.
Good double team.
Heading to the west basket to our right. At the top is the freshman guard, Jamie Long. They have really bothered him all night. He gives it back to Javon Williams. The football quarterback sends it right side to Keeler under the basket. Barry got loose again and gets a layup off the bounce pass feed from Keeler. That is the third time in this game the Lanphier has fallen asleep defensively and allowed a layup, and Blake Turner is still sizzling hot about that at the Lanphier bench. 8-point lead for the Lions at 28-20, 6:50 to play third quarter. Lanphier is the host of this Super Sectional, and we thank Brian Caton and his staff for the accommodations here tonight. Angling to the basket, left side. McGee turns away to the basket from left of the rim and fired up an air ball. Williams was his defender, and Javon affected that shot. Barry rebounds. Williams with a nifty dribble to forecourt, spinning on the right side, but he backs it out. Gives it up to Barry out near midcourt and over to Long, the little guard. Long guarded by Yakima Rose. We are a minute 40 into the second half, and the Lions lead by 8. That was their halftime lead. Williams has a right of center over to Long.
Trying to get it to Barry in the post against Corrington Jones.
Keeler in the corner to the cutter. Williams got loose, and the left-hand layup is good. Last two baskets for the Orphans have simply been too easy. Very little resistance from the Lions defense. And Lanphier's back into the dangerous zone, up 28-22.
Really good execution by Centralia. Great cut by Williams to get open down the lane.
5:45 third quarter. Andre Williams drives in right side, put it up and in, and drew the foul.
Second basket for Andre Williams tonight.
Andre's kind of slight of build, but that can be deceptive. He can finish shots at the rim like that. Second foul of the night called on Long. And a chance for a staff carpet free throw for Lanphier's best foul shooter and a three-point play chance. Andre Williams at 73%. It topples around the rim and is off. No good. And the rebound after a tip drill brought in by Dawson Berry for Centralia. 30-22 Lanphier, 5:38 in the third. Hard drive Williams, and on the left side forced up a shot in tight quarters. No good. Rebound to Corrington Jones for the Lions, who race up court. McGee takes it all the way right down the Don Smith paint, and a blocking foul will send him to the line.
We're going to get Barry with the foul.
Centralia fans thought that Barry was set. Barry got a mouthful of Cardell McGee's bright orange high tops after the contact. 5:26 to go third quarter. Don King, a veteran official who doesn't take much guff from these kids, has a conversation with Cardell. Wants to make sure that everybody keeps their cool. 30-22 Lanphier. Winner of this game gets either Morgan Park or Hillcrest in the state semifinal Friday in Peoria. Free throw for McGee, the first of two here, is no good. And the Lions aren't helping themselves at the stripe. They've made just one of 5. The other semifinal in 3A is already set. Bloomington beat Marengo 69-46 tonight. Second free throw here for McGee. That one is good. He made one of 2. And Fenwick beat St. Viator by 29, 65-36. 31-22, a trap in the backcourt, and did Centralia call timeout? They did. Right before Long coughed it up, right in front of the Lanphier bench. So the Lions' lead is 9. It's a 30-second stake and shake timeout. 31-22, 5:21 to go third quarter at the center. We'll be right back.
Everything in this year's Boys State Tournament will be televised live on the IHSA television network. Finals of the Century Finals and three-point showdown also will be televised live. King of the Hill will be crowned live on Saturday afternoon, March 18th. If you can't get a good view of the Civic Center for the state tournaments, be sure to watch them live on the IHSA television network. Check the local listings for the station carrying the games in your area.
Back up to a 9-point lead, 31-22 as Centralia brings the ball inbound.
18-16 lead for Centralia where points in the paint are concerned. Points in the paint brought to you by Don Smith Paints on South MacArthur. 9-point Lanphier lead, however. That's the important score. Jordan Maines in the left corner. He's had a quiet night because of foul trouble after he scored 23 on Friday. Lost the dribble. Rose with the takeaway. Rose one-on-one. Goes in on. Maines draws the foul with a heady play just right of the rim. 2 free throws for Yakima Rose.
And 3 fouls for Jordan Maines.
Maines tonight has a single point. He is the only Centralia player other than Barry and Williams to score in this game. Barry has 12 and Williams the other 9.
Actually, Keeler has the other point. Maines does not have any points.
Free throw for Yakima Rose is good. He has 17 points. And the next one coming for Yakima Rose. 32-22 Lanphier, 4:53 to go third quarter. Live on YouTube tonight, SPS Channel 22 and on the District 186 cable channel. Rose hits the next free throw. He has made 2 of 3 tonight. Lanphier has their biggest lead. An errant pass is picked off by Rose at midcourt. 33-22 Lions. Left side, it's Andre Williams just outside the arc. In on Keeler. Hands it back to McGee at the top of the key, and out to Rose, who came out to half court to make the catch. Now Lanphier has the floor spread. Up by 11. Spin move by Rose. Goes to the right hand. Short shot won't go. Rebounded by Williams, who zips to the other end. Sends it low on the left side with a great feed to Barry, who laid it up and in. Williams and Barry have been as good as advertised. 33-24 Lions at the 4:18 mark of the third. McGee for 3. Buries it from out top. And timeout, Blake Turner off McGee's made 3. Cardell with 6 of his 8 points since halftime. And a 36-24 Lanphier lead. 4:16 to play third quarter and back after a 60-second Steak and Shake timeout.
You will too. Experience a new way of driving at Trinity in Taylorville. Online at trinitydodge.net. All prices plus tax, title, license, and dock fees after all rebates, bonuses, and discounts. See dealer for details.
Lions out to their biggest lead coming off their timeout. They put on a full court press as they try to step on the throat of visiting Centralia. Here in Springfield, Centralia, the home team on the scoreboard, wearing their white jerseys, but the Lions very comfortable on this home court away from home for them. They get it low on the left side to Williams, lost his balance, missed the first shot, but got it back and muscled it up and in. Javon Williams has scored 11 on an average of nearly 16. 36-26. Lanphier by 10, 3:45 left in the third.
The supporting cast has not done much supporting for Centralia.
Orphans in the man. Andre Williams at the top, surveys the half-court scene. Just right of center to Cardell McGee, who's had a good third quarter. Right side to Yakima Rose, who again has been the best player on the floor. Back to the basket, gives it out to Williams. A left side 3, that was off the whole way. Rebounded out to Williams long. And Williams lost the dribble. Good stand by Andre Williams to take it away. Andre to the basket with the left hand. No good. Right on the follow. That won't go. Rose tips this one to himself. Circles into the basket. Now triple teamed out to Jones for 3, and that's good. Heads up decision by Rose not to force a third shot. He found Corrington Jones on the right wing for his second triple of the night. And it's 39-26 Lions. 2:55 to go third quarter. Williams comes in left side for Centralia. Circles to the basket and draws the foul.
Is that going to be number 3 on McGee, or are they going to get Carl Wright?
Just the second foul since halftime on Lanphier. Corrington Jones for his first. 13-point Lanphier lead. Playing with a lot of confidence in this game as they try to make it back to state for the first time since 2012. High on the left side, reserve guard Brian Meskel, and a takeaway by Rose. He's had a bunch of steals tonight. He'll take it in on Williams. Lay it up, no good, but McGee follows and tips it up and in. Lanphier will keep the pressure on. Centralia starting to lose its composure. 41-26 Lanphier trying to put it away. 2:20 to go in the third. Touchdown pass to Keeler, and he goes hard to the basket on the right side and puts it up and in. First field goal for Keeler tonight. Lanphier's lead down to 41-28. 2:10 to play in the third. McGee tees up a 3, and that's good. He dropped it in off the left wing. 11 in the quarter, 13 on the night for McGee, and timeout Centralia. 44-28 Lions. 2:03 to go third quarter. Lanphier putting all of their talent on display. We'll take a 60-second Steak and Shake timeout and be right back.
Of our experience. Hickory Point Bank. Investing. Member FDIC.
Well, with Lanphier up 16 here, 2:03 to go third quarter. Number one in the state, Morgan Park, which has traded off that designation with the Lions all season, is up 14 at the half of their game against Hillcrest at Joliet tonight. 38-24 on the Becky Hendricks of the Real Estate Group scoreboard.
Centralia got it inbounds, but they got trapped. Lanphier knocked it out of their hands, so Centralia tries inbound again and keep against this Lanphier pressure.
And a reach-in foul will be called. James Jones and Cardell McGee a double-team Javon Williams. They'll get James Jones. Just his second. And the third on the team. Blake Turner had the basketball elude him as he tried to retrieve it for official Don King, whom he slaps on the backside. Blake's in a good mood all of a sudden. What a great stretch of basketball. It was Rose getting it done in the first half, and now McGee at the offensive end. And all of this, Jim, is being set up by that great Lanphier defense.
Yeah, they've really stepped up the defense in the postseason.
Here comes Javon Williams on the dribble. He's been the most impressive player for Centralia. Out top to Barry, a deep three, no good. Tip try won't go for Matthew Patrick, but the guard runs down his own rebound in the right corner. He gives to Williams, who zigs and zags to the basket and draws the foul. Boy, how do you stop that guy? Taking the ball to the rim.
He is a horse.
I mean, he's 6'2". They list him at 230 pounds. There's not a pound of fat on him. P.J. Edwards, who entered on the dead ball for Lanphier, called for the foul, his first.
And he looks more like a guard than a quarterback.
And the free throw for Williams is good. Yeah, you're talking about a football guard.
Yes.
2 of 4 is Williams at the line. He's got 12. Dawson Berry has scored 14. And Berry has been set up on multiple occasions by Williams and by Jonathan Keeler. Second staff carpet free throw is good. 44-30 Lions. Centralia puts on pressure. Let's see how Lanphier handles this. No trouble for Andre Williams getting it across. A kick defensively on his pass intended for Corrington Jones on the left block low. Minute 29 to go third quarter here at the center. High lob out to Rose. The pass contested. Keeler got that late.
Wow.
He was called for the foul and he turned away in disgust as Mark Parker blew his whistle. I don't think the Centralia fans behind us like that call.
2 guys going for the ball. Tough call.
They're slamming the risers with their feet in disgust right behind us.
Second on Keeler.
Centralia coming in, having won the Benton Sectional 56-47 Friday night, 22-9. They just don't have the team-wide athletic ability that this Lanphier team does. Now the floor spread. Minute 10 to play in the third. Cardell McGee on the right side. Cardell has scored 11 of his 13 in the quarter. He comes into the basket and shoots and scores. 10-footer for McGee, just inside the high post right, as he took Dawson Berry one-on-one. 46-30 Lions, 52 seconds. Late in the third, Javon Williams crossover dribble from the left side. He put it up and in. Got a friendly bouncing down after the shot was hanging on the heel of the rim.
Deadened it just enough to make it go in.
46-32 Lanphier though. Andre Williams past 2 defenders to front court. Half a minute to go third quarter, and Lanphier again will spread the floor. Against a Centralia man. Williams high on the right side. Across the court, McGee is going to take a three. He's feeling it. Missed that one. Good offensive rebound to Rose, but a foul on the Lions in the battle for the loose ball.
They get Rose.
It'll be his third. So he'll have to be careful here in the final 22 seconds of the quarter.
14-point lead. Might take him out.
Yeah, Blake Turner pointed to his head as he looked at Yakima Rose. And he did not get James Jones to the scores table in time to check in. Centralia basketball down 14. Late stages, third quarter, 10 seconds. Williams gets a screen, fires a three over his teammate off the right side, no good. Rebound battled for. Jordan Maines has it with 5, but Rose took it away. He's got time to go down to the other end. He blew the layup, but McGee follows and puts it home. McGee took nothing for granted. He hustled up court. Lanphier gets a steal and a basket and is cruising now. 48-32 Lions. We'll head to the fourth quarter in a minute. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Or call 679-0 today for dine-in, delivery, or carry-out. Nancy's Pizza. Your love for pizza just got deeper.
WFMB Springfield Chatham.
After three quarters, Lanphier 48, Centralia 32. The Lions 19 of 43, shooting 44-2, 18 for Rose, 17 for McGee, 15 in that quarter. Centralia shooting 59%, but they've turned the ball over 13 times. 15 for Williams, 14 for Barry.
And they've taken about half as many shot attempts in this game as Lanphier.
Yeah, 22-43. You're exactly right.
All those turnovers have been central to the Lanphier 16-point lead. Long with the bounce pass goes all the way to Barry in the left corner from across the court. He fires a three, no good. Andre Williams the rebound for the Lions in black.
And in fact, John, Lanphier has 17-0 points off turnovers. That's the difference in the game.
Here comes Williams, hard in on the right side. Bank shot will go. Andre Williams with 6 tonight. And on the Becky Hendricks scoreboard, a comfortable win for the Illini in their NIT opener tonight at the State Farm Center. They beat Valpo 82-57. Biggest lead of the night for Lanphier, 50-32. What an impressive performance for the North Enders. Into the right corner, Jordan Maines for 3. That's no good. Centralia just completely taken out of their typical game by this Lanphier quickness. And the rebound to Carl Wright. Williams behind his back, across half court. Hard drive in, they let him go, and he lays it up and in. This one's about over, Jim. 52-32 with 6:35.
No doubt about it. Yeah, Lanphier really, when those three, the big three play well, they're tough to stop.
Dawson Berry a long 2 from out front, no good. Rebound tapped, run down by Wright. Wright's been a very good complimentary player in the last month for Lanphier. He ran the floor well that time, but the pass intended for him on the right side under the basket by McGee was out of his reach and out of bounds.
7 rebounds for Carl Wright, just the 3rd turnover all night for Lanphier.
And he's been a great rim protector in the postseason for Lanphier. He had as many as 6 blocks in a game in the sectional at Effingham last week, talking about the sophomore Carl Wright.
Took him a while to figure out his role on the team, but he's got it now.
And Javon Williams sends it over on the right side, out of the corner. A long 3 is no good. Now Centralia is just chucking up 3s. And on the weak side, McGee the rebound for Lanphier. Lions are just under 6 minutes away from a trip to state.
This could get really ugly, this score.
McGee out top to Andre Williams with a high pass. And back out to Cardell, who's had an outstanding second half. He had only 2 points at halftime. He's got 17 now. Little dribbling exhibition on Mains by McGee. Beats him on the drive, but a reach-in foul before he put it up and in.
That'll be 4 on Mains.
Looks like it'll be numbers 1 and 3 in the state. Friday afternoon in Peoria. Morgan Park up 14 on Hillcrest at the half in their super sectional at Joliet Central tonight, 38-24. In it comes to Rose. Backs out his dribble on the right side. Blake Turner in the orange blazer tonight, arms folded in front of him. He's had moments where he's been upset with the defense, but he's got to be thrilled with the way the game's going now. And a hard foul. Javon Williams.
He's going to get his money's worth now. He's only got 1. That'll be number 2.
As Andre Williams took it to the basket. Andre was still standing after that contact, and that's impressive.
He still had all his teeth, too.
Second on Javon Williams, and Andre Williams can hit double figures if he hits both of these free throws. That one is good. Lanphier has made just 5 of 9, but this is the guy that is their most consistent foul shooter. Another one coming here for Staff Carpet. 53-32 Lanphier. What a performance tonight. In and out, no good. Rebound Javon Williams for Centralia. Looks like the Orphans will drop their 10th game of the season unless they can stage a major comeback. Now a double team against Javon Williams just across half court, and a reach-in foul that was unnecessary on Lanphier.
Andre Williams, number 2.
Update from Joliet. They're in the third quarter. Still a 14-point lead for Morgan Park. 48-34. Now they have hit the end of the third quarter. And that 14-point lead for Morgan Park. Long under the basket. He doesn't want anything to do with it, so he feeds to Williams. A good decision. Just left of the basket. An easy layup for Javon Williams. Assist to Long. Basket to Javon Williams. 53-34, and now McGee drives in right side, and he's fouled. On the reach with 4:52 to play.
It's going to be 5 on Mains. Nope. Long.
That'll be the third on the 9th grader, Jamie Long.
Boy, you look at that kid, he starts both ways in football, and he's a starter on this basketball team as a freshman. He's not bigger than a minute. He's just a little scrawny kid.
They'll have Andre Williams take the free throws. I think McGee must have had some blood somewhere evident on him. So he checked out. Now Don King's going to explain the situation to Lee Bennett. They have taken McGee out of the game. P.J. Edwards, James Jones, Andre Williams, Yakima Rose, and Carl Wright on the floor for Lanphier, and it's Andre, the best foul shooter for the Lions, as we mentioned, taking these 2 free throws because McGee had to come out.
And it's not like McGee is a 30% free throw shooter. I mean, it's not that big a difference.
Andre made the front end of the 1 in bonus. He has 10 tonight, third Lanphier player into double figures. Big 3 have combined 4. 45 of the Lions, 54. Rose with 18, McGee 17. Now Williams with 11 as he hits the second free throw. Andre has 7 of his 11 in the fourth quarter. 55-34 Lanphier. They led 16-12 after 1, 26-18 at halftime. And over and back. Jamie Long came from the backcourt, caught a return pass from his teammate Mains as he jumped across the half-court line. Another Orphans turnover, and Cardell McGee right back in for Lanphier.
Well, he tried to be patient bringing it up. He waited and waited, almost got a 10 count, threw a bad pass right in front of the Centralia bench, and then when the pass was bad, he didn't make his way across the line in time.
4.5 to go. Lanphier looks like they're headed to state on a 9-game winning streak. Here comes Rowe, stop and go drive, came in left side, missed the underhanded layup with the right hand though. Barry the rebound, turns field, comes to forecourt at the other end, and the layup no good. A foul on McGee, who didn't like that call. Cardell went sliding past Barry as Dawson took the ball to the basket at the west end.
3 on McGee.
Both McGee and Rose had 2 in the first half. They've managed to stay out of serious foul trouble. For Barry, who's got nice form, the foul shot is down.
14th point.
Dawson Barry, the only senior in the starting 5 for Centralia.
Actually, 15th point.
And Matthew Patrick, 5'10" junior guard, checks in for the Orphans. Second free throw is good for Barry. And it's 55-36. Andre Williams in backcourt, 4:10 to play. Over to Edwards. PJ crosses the half-court line. His pass deflected. Good catch by Williams at half-court. He goes hard to the basket, scoops the layup up and in from the right side. Andre Williams cradled the basketball as he got to the rim on the right side. He's now got 13. 57-36, Lanphier, 3:50. Out top, it's Long. Left side to Barry, pulls down a three, steps back into the corner for a three that's off the rim, no good. Now the Orphans have gone cold from outside, and Corrington Jones has the rebound for Lanphier. Tell you, Centralia brought a decent crowd. They've got about 40% of the crowd here tonight as Andre Williams is fouled just across half court. But Jim, the performance of Lanphier has pretty much quieted this Centralia crowd.
Yeah, they haven't had much to cheer about, but they've had a lot of complaining about the officiating tonight. But not a lot to cheer about.
Now you got 21-point separation. I don't think that argument's going to hold much water.
No.
Dawson Berry called for the foul. Williams hits the free throw. Tim's going to head over to the other side of the court and talk with Blake Turner and some of the Lions after this game. 3:36 to play, and Lanphier just came out here, Jim, and looked like they were taking care of business, like this was a mid-season game.
Rose sets the tempo. Always does.
And Andre Williams hits the free throw. He has scored 11 points in the fourth quarter and 15 on the night. He's got 15, McGee 17, Rose 18. And Lanphier will be 28-3. 23-point lead out of the left corner of Barry, three no good. Long rebound to Rose. Here he goes to the other end, one-on-one with Long. Lost his dribble, got it back, turns right to the basket and is fouled with 3:15. And Yakima goes down as though he had been attacked by a tiger, but he's okay.
Jonathan Keeler, number 3. 2 shots for Rose.
Some of the Centralia folks are getting a head start on their 2-hour trip back to Southern Illinois. Free throw for Rose is no good. Yakima has not had a field goal in the second half, just a couple of free throws. But as Jim mentioned, he set the tone in the first half. 11 in the first quarter, 5 in the second, including a big buzzer-beating 3 right before halftime. Second Steph Carpet free throw is good. 60-36. Centralia doesn't give up 60 very often. On average, 43 per game this season. Dawson Berry left corner, tees up a 3, that's no good. Rebound off the hands of Long on the weak side, out of bounds, and back to Lanphier.
Belleville Althoff being 4A, East St. Louis being 4A, kind of made the southern part of the state just a little bit weaker, I think, this year.
They had to work their way through teams like Cahokia and Carbondale, and then they won the sectional with a victory over Benton after they beat Bree Central,
Benton,
very small 3A school.
Yeah, Benton, one of the smallest schools in 3A.
Right. Yeah, both Benton and Bree Central under 600 students. 2:35 to go fourth quarter, and the ball tapped out of bounds in the right corner by Long of Centralia. So this one really turned out to be a mismatch, and I don't know how many people expected that before the start of the game. Out top, it's Rose, an open 3, missed a wide to the right, and Barry has the rebound for the Orphans. I think the Lanphier coach will tell you that he expected the Lions to play like this.
Barry and Williams have been really good for Centralia. The rest of them, not so much.
No, they just don't have the depth to battle this Lanphier team. Javon Williams goes under the basket, scoops up a beautiful layup from the right side of the rim with a lot of English to go down.
He's the real deal.
17 for Javon Williams to go with 7 rebounds. 60-38 Lanphier, though, 2 minutes. On the right side of Jones, 3. That's a line drive and no good, and James Jones off the Corrington Jones miss. Climbed on the back of Keeler for the foul.
And if you could do like you do in ABC baseball, and Lanphier could pick up one guy from the Centralia team, I think they'd probably take Javon Williams. Take him with them to Champaign or to Peoria.
I think anybody take him.
Yeah.
On the football field or the basketball court. Lanphier's going to start subbing. Out of the game, Corrington Jones. Andre Williams checks out. Cardell won't come out in a moment. Yakima Rose gets a hug from Philippe Phillips at the Lanphier bench. Onto the court for Lanphier. James Jones re-enters. In fact, he was out there. P.J. Edwards. Marquand Day, little backup guard. Stanley Morgan out there. McGee, the only starter. Free throw no good, and Cardell's got the rebound off the Keeler miss on the front end of a one and bonus. The ball knocked out of bounds off Centralia defender's hand. And the Orphans are going to start clearing their bench. So Orlando Calcutt, a 5'10 junior, is in for Keeler. And Javon Williams will get a nice hand as he checks out. Matthew Patrick, the fourth, back in, along with Ja'Kai Webster, a 5'10 senior. Elijah Malik is in for Lanphier, and Cardell McGee gets a nice hand from the fans in orange and black opposite us. So 17 for McGee, 19 for Rose. And Andre Williams, who had only 2 at halftime, finishes with 15. They combined for 51 of the Lions' 60 to this point. Brian Meskel in at guard for Jamie Long for Centralia. So backups on the floor with the exception of Dawson Berry, who's still out there for Centralia. Lanphier has the floor spread up by 22. Stanley Morgan drives in and is called for 5 seconds. Didn't advance the basketball quickly enough with 1:38 to play.
Just the 5th turnover tonight against Lanphier.
That's really been the difference, Jim.
The 4th, actually.
Yeah, the transition between the turnovers the Lanphier has created and how many they've had.
Yeah, for sure.
Here comes Patrick, right baseline, out to Meskel for a deep 3 on the sideline. That's no good. And Edwards at 6'4", one of the taller players out there now, has it for Lanphier. 1:20 to play. Lanphier headed to state for the first time in 5 years. Finished 4th back in 2012, runner-up in 02. Marquand Day for 3 off the left side, no good. Rebound comes out long. Davion Rayford has it. Good pass low on the left side to Edwards, who scores for the first time. P.J. Edwards' first 2, and the Lanphier lead is 24. 62-38 in the final minute of an impressive performance here on the Super at the Center. Left baseline drive by Patrick, threw it away. Intercepted by Morgan. Blake Turner turns to the crowd, raising his arms in celebration. Morgan misses on the drive, but Edwards follows up and scores again. 64-38, half a minute to go. Webster a 3 off the right side, bricked that off badly. Lanky Elijah Malik, the rebound for Lanphier, 25 seconds.
Game out.
If Centralia will allow, the Lions will dribble it out. Davion Rayford in the jump ball circle with 15. Hugs at the Lanphier bench. Andre Williams and Blake Turner embrace. They're bouncing up and down. In 5 seconds, the Lanphier Lions will clinch the win. They're headed to state.
Centralia,
64-38. How about that, Jim? Well, I thought Lanphier was the favorite, but I really thought with the way that they could control the tempo that Centralia could make a game out of it. But, you know, this game was played pretty much at Lanphier's pace right from the very start.
Yeah, toward the end of the first quarter, Centralia made a little spurt where they got to within 16-12, but Rose just wouldn't let it happen. Rose, we've said since week 1, since the Pekin game, Rose isn't going to let them lose. Rose just takes over games at 5'8". And then he got plenty of help from McGee, got plenty of help from Williams in the second half.
Lions at 28-3. They'll dance for Donnie Tillman and Chase Sr.'s cameras. Zach Kirker there as well. You'll see all the highlights in a little bit on channel 1450.com, and those guys will have lots of reaction from the Lanphier kids and Coach Turner. We're going to get some on court right now as Tim Schweitzer works his way over to the Lanphier coach. First time that Blake's going to make a trip to state as the Lions head coach. He had gotten them to the sectional in each of the 3 years prior to this one. And it turns out the 4th time is a charm for the Lanphier head coach. Nice hug from his daughter there. 64-38 the final. With 3 in double figures, the usual suspects for Lanphier, Rose, McGee, and Williams. Jim will have Gary and Larry's numbers coming up. And went off the air.
Coach John Staff.
All right.
Hey, Gary.
We're back at the center. Post game on Sports Radio 1450, 64-38 the final. Lanphier the win. They've just presented the plaque for the Super Sectional to the Lions, and they're going to show it off to their fans on the south side of the arena. As soon as we can get a word with the head coach, we'll do so.
He's a popular guy over there, Chad.
That orange coat makes him easy to find.
Yeah. Centralia had 2 one-point leads in the first quarter of this game.
3-2 and 5-4.
She looks happy, your daughter, Blake Turner.
She's happy. They're always excited when we bring trophies to the house, and I told them that I was coming to get another one today, and she's not happy unless we get it, and I'm glad that we got it.
Okay, you get to wear the orange jacket on the floor at Carver Arena this weekend. Won't that be fun, given I'm sure at the start of the season, that's exactly where you wanted to spend the St. Patrick's Day weekend?
Absolutely. You know, this has been a dream of mine. It's been a dream of all the kids. We've worked hard. We've been relentless. You know, we've gone through all the emotions that you can go through with the team, you know, fighting and bickering, not agreeing on stuff, but always working for a common cause. And I'm just happy and thankful that it's all paying off, man, all our hard work, and they get to reap the benefits of it. And, you know, I just want to say how happy and proud I am for the moment, and just, you know, being so close with all the teams that I've had to get into this moment and not making it. It makes you really appreciate it and appreciate where you are. And there's just been so many great coaches that have coached this game that haven't had the opportunity to go and play for a state title. And I've always told myself if I ever made it to this moment that I would tell all those guys how much I respect what they do. And I know that we're measured so much on wins and losses, but we do so much more than that as coaches. And it's just, I'm emotional right now because I know how hard it is to get there. And I know how much it hurts when you don't get there. And I got a lot of respect and a lot of love for all the coaches that haven't been at this moment.
Well, you've done a great job of upholding the Lanphier tradition, because there is pressure at Lanphier to do what you're about to do, and that's go try to win a state title. You have, as a school, been able to do that in the past. It's been a long time since Lanphier brought home a state championship. You're going to bring home a trophy, but I know ultimately you want number one.
That was our talk in the locker room. I told the kids in the locker room, I said, you know, we get the job done tonight, no matter what, we're going to get a trophy, we're going to get a parade, and we're going to get a picture on the wall in Lober-Nica. I said, but Friday night we're playing for something so much bigger. We're playing for, you know, it's cherished to have a spot on the wall in Lober-Nica, but if you get first or second, then you get your own individual pictures up there. So Friday, we'll be playing for getting our individual pictures up there. And then Saturday, you know, God willing, everything goes the way that we want it to go, the way that we plan. We'll be playing not only to get individual pictures up, but to become the centerpiece and the center focus of that gym. For everybody that's walked in there for the past 34 years, that 1983 team's been up there in the center of that gym. And I know those guys all have a lot of school spirit, and I love all those guys. But we want to move them to the side and make a new focal point on the school. And we're chasing 34 years of history, and that's not easy to do. And I've got a focused group. I've got a determined group. I've got a hungry group. And we've already said, you know, we're going to celebrate right now for about 30 minutes to an hour. We're going to find out who we play Friday, and we'll go to work, and we'll start putting together a game plan to go down there and compete and represent our conference, our city, and now the southern part of the state in a state tournament.
Morgan Park was up 15 in the fourth quarter, so it's probably going to be Morgan Park. You've gone back and forth with them at the top of the poll all year. If it is them, that'll be great. But tonight's game, I thought it was critically important. You got an early lead on a team that can really cause you problems if they get an early lead.
Absolutely. That was our game plan from the beginning. We got a lot of respect for Coach Bennett. He does a great job. And you know, that's a team that wants to control tempo. And you can't let them get up. If you let them get up on you and then they start controlling tempo, then we're chasing and we're playing from behind and they're in control of the game. And that's not what we wanted. We wanted to come out. We wanted to strike first. And we wanted to make them play sped up and attack. And I think that we got them out of rhythm doing that, and we were able to force them into some things that they didn't want to do.
What a thrill to win a super sectional, huh?
Absolutely. It's a great thrill. It's an honor. I'm just ecstatic. Couldn't be more special than to do it in front of our home crowd. 2-hour trips to Effingham last week twice, and then to be able to come back here. And you know, I know everybody won't be able to make it Friday and Saturday, so for them to be able to come out and see us play and for our kids to come out and perform the way they did, I'm just so happy and so proud. I mean, our kids are dialed in and we're peaking at the right time, and I think we're playing our best basketball right now.
We'll see you Friday afternoon in Peoria.
Thanks. I'll see you there.
Blake Turner, head coach of the Lions. They win the Super here at the Center on this Tuesday night. John, Jim?
Okay, thank you, Tim. It looks like all 4 of the Class 3A Super Sectionals are going to be relatively lopsided. Lanphier wins here tonight, 64-38 over Centralia. The first semifinal is already certified for just after 11 a.m. on Friday. It'll be Bloomington against Oak Park Fenwick. Bloomington defeated Marengo tonight, 69-46 in the early game at DeKalb as part of the Northern Illinois Super Sectional doubleheader. At the Sears Center in Hoffman Estates, it was Oak Park Fenwick over Arlington Heights St. Viator, 65-38. And as Tim mentioned, Morgan Park with that 15-point lead on Hillcrest at last report at Joliet Central. On the Becky Hendricks of the Real Estate Group scoreboard in Class 4A in Super Sectionals, no finals yet. At ISU, it is Chicago Simeon leading Edwardsville 62-53 in the fourth quarter. Just 3 minutes to go there. Whitney Young leads Evanston 50-44. They're in the fourth quarter at Chicago State. Bolingbrook on top of Naperville North 33-22. 3 minutes to go. Second quarter in the second game at NIU. And in the second game of the doubleheader at the Sears Center in Hoffman Estates, they're starting the second quarter. Undefeated Palatine Fremd leading Algonquin Jacobs 12-9. Tim just flashed up a final now. Morgan Park has won. So Lanphier fans, you know the next opponent will be #1 team in the state. Team that has won 3 trophies in the last 4 seasons. 2 of them state championship trophies in 2013 and 2014 when they beat Lincoln in the state championship game. Nick Irvin and Morgan Park, they won tonight 54-43 over Hillcrest. It'll be Lanphier and Morgan Park after Bloomington and Fenwick play in the early semifinal in Peoria on Friday. We will be there to broadcast both semifinal games beginning just before 11 o'clock on Friday morning on Sports Radio 1450. A 3-minute timeout, and Jim Rupert will have the numbers on this one. A 64-38 Lanphier win over Centralia in the Super at the Center.
For 42 years, Bob Ridings has